What gets me up in the morning is being able to see other people succeed. Being able to show them that they can achieve way more than they think they can achieve. For me, that is just one of the most important things. In the old days, all you had was hard work and good stories. They were funny, they were scary, they were all sorts of different stories that give different examples, but a lot of them aligned around one concept, and that concept was really working hard. My parents raised me. My dad is an entrepreneur. He started a business. I grew up working in that shop as a little boy, welding for him. My mom was a nurse. She taught me a lot of values around caring for people, loving for people, taking care of others, putting others first, and just ultimately serving others before yourself. I learned growing up, you had to improvise, overcome, and adapt from whatever challenges that came up. When I was 8 years old, I saw the only remaining piece of a 150 case road locomotive, and it just inspired me, and it became my dream at that age to bring one back to life. My parents were big into preservation of history. We had a lot of steam tractors, and I was pretty much raised in the hobby. That led me down a journey of finding mentors to teach me all the different skills. I'd gathered up the blueprints, I'd done a lot of the engineering, and I'd started making patterns. And I got to a point with this project where we had to start actually making pieces, and we had to start casting parts to bring this engine together. I'd been working with a local foundry. They'd been a customer of mine, and in 2014, they went up for sale. They were going to sell the foundry. The only two buyers were both foreign companies from Asian markets, and likely they were going to buy the foundry and close it down. When I started my business, I actually started making some of the tooling for their jobs, for their customers. And so the team at Dakota Foundry had became all friends of mine. You know, I'd walk in and they'd have nicknames for me. They'd give me a hard time, and we became really close. And when I heard that the foundry was going to be sold, I was really fearful that most of those guys and who I'd become friends with were going to lose their jobs. I knew that if I was going to do this dream, like, I needed that foundry, I needed that team of people that I had worked with. And so I knew that in order to build this tractor, the only thing I could do is buy that foundry. So people ask, like, how much did it cost to build this engine? And one part of the cost was spending $2.5 million to buy a foundry. The 150 case road locomotive was originally designed and built by the J.I. Case Company in 1905. They built 9 of these engines, and none of them survived the test of time. So they all were eventually scrapped. They were sold to different mines and large farming operations. The only thing that remained was the original blueprints that the Case Company had stored in their archives, and then the original boiler for the very first one that was sent down to Folsom, New Mexico in a copper mine. So we had only the blueprints to work off of. We built this engine and brought it back, casting it one piece at a time, engineering everything in 3D CAD, making every single piece, riveting, forging, welding, building everything from scratch, and bringing this all together into one 75,000-pound chunk of iron and steel. The 150 case is important to me because it's the preservation of a legendary tractor. It's basically like the Titanic of the steam tractor industry. us being able to bring that back to life and use this now to inspire young people into the hobby, into preserving history, into getting interested in steam and operating steam engines, and also just to motivate and show people that by following your dreams and pursuing your passion, if you keep after it, find the right people to support and help, learn the skills, learn what you need to make it happen, you can bring any of your dreams to life. And so our foundry, I call it a family business because we're one big family. We're all forged in iron together, and day in and day out we work side by side. We've had a lot of very veteran, experienced people working in there, and some of them have since retired. And now we have a good, solid young team coming up, and it's really exciting, and I can't wait to see where we continue to grow as one of actually the few foundries left in the United States. One thing that I've learned about myself is I had to take care of myself, both mentally and physically. During the COVID pandemic, fitness equipment became very difficult to obtain. People's mental health and physical health both were impacted by being stuck at home, not being able to go to the gyms, not being able to take care of themselves. At the Foundry, we were looking for some new avenues to create business and opportunity. I had a background in doing physical training. It was a passion of mine, and so we started designing and building our own fitness equipment. So we invented the War Bell, which was a completely new innovation for functional fitness, where you can have one compact piece of equipment and use it for a variety of different dynamic movements, combining all sorts of different barbell functions, dumbbell, kettlebell, and combining them all into one compact piece of equipment. We sent it out to a number of different athletes, we sent it to military bases, and we got all sorts of feedback. And at the end of the day, we really were able to hone in on developing a very exclusive piece of equipment. A majority of fitness equipment we use here in the United States comes from China, and that was a frustrating point for us and something that really I became passionate about. We have the capability, we have the people, we have the resources to do these products here in the United States. We've got skilled craftsmen who are able to make this better than anybody in the world. So it's important for us to support American-made. Part of the mission behind Iron Warrior is forging the next generation of warriors of work. And the impact we want to have on the world is really to inspire people to dig deep, to find the passion, to find that drive and the path that they need to be on, and not just take the shortcut, not take the easy route, but to be resilient when they get knocked down, to continue forging forward, to make the best opportunities for not only themselves, but also in serving others and making the world a better place. What's priceless to me is creating that aha moment for somebody who didn't think that they had the potential to go to the next level. I've spent the last 16 years of my life running hard, grinding daily to make multiple successful businesses. And our focus is to continue to invest in our people, invest in creating new companies, new platforms, new opportunities where we can impact others. I'm Kory Anderson. Work hard, serve others, and don't forget, go to war against weakness.